Yeah. No, just talk. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So first we put the butter in the mixer and we cream it, make sure that it's fluffy. Then we add the sugar and mix that together, cream it some more. And then we stop it and scrape the sides to make sure that like all the clumps at the bottom get mixed in with the rest of the batter.
So you do this all at one time? Like all 5 pounds of butter at once?
Yeah, and all the sugar all at once.
Okay. So the butter, is it room temperature? Is it?
Yeah, it should be like a little bit soft so that you don't have clumps.
But not right out of the fridge? Okay.
And then we usually mix the vanilla and the milk. And then the flour, cocoa powder, baking soda, and salt are all together.
All the dry ingredients?
Yeah.
Get mixed together?
Yeah.
Before they are incorporated in?
Yeah.
When you say you mix the milk
and the vanilla, the wet ingredients, we mix those separately also.
Okay, so at this point you're not putting anything into the butter sugar mixture.
Yeah.
You've got butter sugar in a mixing area. You've got a big bowl with milk and vanilla, wet ingredients, and then you have a separate bowl with all the rest, the dry.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I usually add like half of the dry ingredients into the butter and the sugar and mix it.
Okay.
And I scrape that, and then I add half of the wet.
Okay.
Mix it, then add half of the dry, scrape it, and then add the other half of the wet.
Okay. Ultimately, they all get mixed in together.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're just alternating between wet and dry.
Yeah.
Okay. You do dry first or wet first?
Dry first.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think some people do all of the dry together and then some of the wet. I just like to alternate it so that there isn't flour everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And what kind of consistency are you looking for? Just thoroughly incorporated?
Yeah, it should, like once it starts mixing, it won't really be sticking to the side of the...
It'll be more of a dough at that point, not wet. It'll be kneadable and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you should be able to like take it out and just like plunk it onto the table.
Okay. And how big will this recipe be?
Like how many cookies?
No, I mean, how much mixture will it be? How much dough will it be?
It's a lot of dough.
Like, is it about that much?
This mixer over here. We just made a vanilla version of this in here.
Okay.
And you can see it looks pretty clean.
Right.
So like that's when you know that it's kind of like all coming together because it won't be sticking to the side.
Okay. And this is the attachment that you used on it?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have to see what's down in that kitchen.
I'm sure it'll be something similar.
You could do this in stages.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like if you knew that was the amount you needed to make in total, you could still make smaller batches, like cut everything in half and then incorporate it all together. Like if you didn't have a mixer this big.
Okay.
Nice meeting you. If you were using a smaller mixer, just because that was what you had at your disposal, but you still needed to make that much, could you do it in stages and like have, more like basketball sized dough?
Like make a quarter.
Like a quarter and yeah.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah.
Are you mixing right into this bowl? Like that's where you start with your butter and sugar?
Yeah, I just put the butter in, put the sugar in, and then I mix the flour separately like in a bowl, and then the milk in another bowl, and then I add it to here.
Gotcha. Okay. So now we have our dough.
Yes.
And what happens then?
Then we take it back over to the table.
Okay.
And we usually measure it out. We usually do like 2 pounds and 3 or 4 ounces for like each little clump of dough, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know what you call it.
So you're taking your big dough and you're just kind of chopping out pieces of it, roughly 2-pound pieces.
Yeah.
Or just over 2 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we put it through the sheeter, like each lump we put it through the sheeter.
Okay.
And we stretch it out to about, I think it's 7.
She told me it was a 7.
Yeah.
So that means you would just set that on 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm not sure on like if you were doing it with a rolling pin, I'm not sure how you would really
how that corresponds to inches. I mean, are you talking about like really
I can
the
show
same?
you the,
Is it close to what the cookie itself is? The cookie doesn't rise, right?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, it does a little bit, but not too much. This is how thick it is.
Okay.
So
maybe a 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah. Maybe slightly smaller. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Let me see if we have a ruler. Yes. There's a ruler.
Okay.
So
just under a 1/4.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you have any?
So is that about a 2-pound rollout?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to take it out?
Yeah, well, just to see how much it makes. Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
So your one full recipe here will give you how many of these?
About 8.
8 of these?
Yeah.
Okay, so 8 flat sheets.
Yeah, about 8.
Okay. So if you're rolling them out by hand, we'll say just under a 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
Onto a parchment-lined baking sheet?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we usually put 2 layers of parchment in between each layer
Okay.
so that it's like easier to move around.
Okay. And you set it in the fridge or for a while, or is it okay to bake at that point?
We set it to cool for a bit because it's easier to cut.
Okay.
But you can bake it like right out of the freezer
Okay.
or like room temperature. It doesn't matter.
Okay. So at that point, you've got your dough. Now it's time to cut them
Yeah.
with the rounds.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, for the ice cream sandwiches, we use this.
Yeah, we're actually doing small, but comparable to your sandwich cookies. Maybe this size, actually.
Yeah, that's the size.
Okay. Can I touch it?
Yeah.
Sure. So we're looking at roughly. Oh, do you have your ruler?
Yeah.
A 2-inch round.
Yeah.
Okay. So you cut those out, and then how do they bake?
Like how many per?
No, I mean, you take them, you keep them on the same sheet that they're on, and you're just removing the
Yeah.
excess?
Oh no, we like cut them out and then we like line them up on a baking sheet.
Okay, so can you tell me how you prep, do you prep that sheet?
Yeah, I can show you. I think we have a sheet.
Even if it's a vanilla version.
We usually do 30 per sheet.
You'll have to go all the way. Thank you.
And
So this size pan will fit 30.
yeah.
You just want to space them out. And then you put them into another pan to bake.
Yeah. So we have them all prepped out, so we just like put one parchment onto a baking sheet.
Okay.
And,
Is the baking sheet primed in any way, or
No,
okay,
just
it's not
parchment.
greased or anything?
No.
Just the one sheet of parchment.
Yeah.
Okay. And the temperature
325.
for
Well, our ovens, like they're all different, so we're not really sure. We just kind of like eyeball
you
it.
eyeball it.
Yeah, but it's like maybe like 12, 13 minutes.
12 to 13 minutes, give or take, depending on the oven.
Yeah.
At 325.
Yeah.
Okay.
And these come out a bit crunchy.
Crunchy.
Yeah, they're not like crunchy, but
You don't want them Oreo hard, but you
No.
want them
not
at least to have
chewy either.